Hello everyone, welcome to Foodology by Dipali. Today, as part of our Eid special, we are making a mutton shahi korma, a rich gravy dish that is going to be perfect for this occasion. So let me show you the ingredients we require for our mutton shahi korma. Right, what we need for this dish is going to be very simple ingredients. They look a lot, but most of them will be available in your kitchen. What we need is, of course, ginger, garlic, and we'll be needing some dry fruits like cashews, almonds. We also need some fennel and some poppy seeds, khaskhas. Then we need some khada masala. Here I have added some peppercorns, the cinnamon, green cardamom, and of course the bay leaves and cloves. Then we need about 4 or 5 red chilies. We've got a shahi korma masala, but you can use a regular garam masala at home. And then we've got salt, a couple of onions which have been finely sliced, of course good quality mutton. I've taken meat on bone, but you can take boneless if you so feel like. And of course we need good thick curd. Homemade curd is just fine. Now, so we heat a pressure cooker and add a few teaspoons of oil. What we will need is now to add all our khada masalas, that is our whole spices, to the oil and give it a little stir. Going to splutter, be very cautious. And when you think that's done, you just add, I'm adding a teaspoon of jeera to the whole thing also, and then you just add the mutton, the pressure cooker, add about 2 cups of water should be enough, and a teaspoon of salt, close the pressure cooker and cook for 1 whistle. After the whistle, just lower the flame and leave it for about 15 minutes to cook. So let's start with the gravy now. To prepare the gravy, what we'll do is we take our almonds, we soak it in hot water, and we remove the peels, and then soak the cashews, the almonds, the poppy and the fennel together and convert it into this kind of a paste using a little bit of water. Similarly, we've also taken some ginger and garlic and made it into a paste. So let's start with preparing the gravy now. We'll just take a heavy bottom kadai or a pan and put some oil in it, and then add a little bit of our whole masalas again to this oil. After a bit of splutter, we'll add our onions. So we've taken about 3 or 4 large sized onions here, finely chopped them, and we've added them to this oil with the spices. We need to fry it till it's done. The onions are cooked and translucent, but not brown really, because the gravy is going to be a little whitish in color, so we don't want the color to change to too dark a brown. Now we are going to add to it our ginger garlic paste. Paste has lost its rawness and is looking cooked. So we'll add all our dry spices to it now. We've got our masala, which is a korma masala. If it's easily available, in case you don't have it, just add regular garam masala. And then we add the dhania powder. We also add our salt at this point. We've added some salt in the mutton when it was boiling and some salt for the gravy. And then we add our whole red chilies. We fry this for a while and then we lower the heat and that's important here. And then we add our cashew, almond, poppy and fennel paste. Now this paste could burn easily, so it's a good idea to do this part at lower flame. So we just add this paste and cook it for a while. It has now been cooked and been frying for about 2 or 3 minutes again. And as you can see, it is leaving the sides of the pan. And then I know that it is cooked. Also, it is giving out a wonderful aroma right now. So at this point again, I'm going to add some yogurt to the gravy. But one has to be a little careful because this yogurt has to be beaten well. And also, I need to turn off the flame before I add the yogurt. So to the hot gravy, I'm adding just about a couple of teaspoons of water just to bring the temperature down before I add the yogurt. This helps to prevent the yogurt from splitting. And I'll remind you once again, the flame is turned off right now. So this is looking really creamy and delicious right now. And at this point we can now turn on the flame again, and it is not going to split because we have already mixed it very well with the rest of our masala. So let's open our pressure cooker and check. The mutton has been boiling for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I think it's done now. It's looking very cooked, and it is just tender and leaving the bone. At this point, we'll add the mutton and the juices, along with all its juices and the masalas, to the gravy that we had prepared earlier. Let's give it a stir. And I can't tell you, the kitchen is just filled with the aroma of the yummy mutton now. And it's like mouth-wateringly delicious. In about 15 to 20 minutes of this in the gravy, a light simmer, and it should be done. So what we'll do is, maybe just to adjust the gravy, I'll add a few tablespoons of water to it and then cover and keep. So the mutton has been bubbling away for the last 15 minutes in this gravy, and now all the things have melted very well together. The mutton has got the flavor of the gravy very well, and it is practically falling off the bone, and I think it's absolutely done. All we need to do is add a little bit of green coriander leaves just to finish off the dish, and then we can put it in a dish and serve it with some parathas or naan